But it is. Shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the clock. Supposing that neighbouring piece of cargo was brought on board in Jinfa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something similar, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Jinfa. But then what about the cargo? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Higgs? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why. To secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you're safe, but I don't believe he had to go with his flight. That may be true, however, you have it backwards. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport, if you think after what had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall into the statue's owner. He would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there's something involved with forging or modifying cargo. Investigation complete. Guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Jinfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Jinfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Race on Karma, ready to report my findings. I see there was a reaction to Lumino, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? Good question. I have no idea. By putting the crates on it?
Take that!
I suppose that perhaps could use this. I'm just gonna do it for the sake of lols. There's no need for you to waste your breath if you're just going to waste my time. After all, I hate to waste my energy on wasteful whipping. It's not wasteful, and I'd rather that you didn't whip me at all. The killers clean up the blood, they would have needed something to soak it up.
Take that!
The killers used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase of Neil from this. That would have been my second. Obvious answer is not always obvious. But it would be too easy. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered and tuned the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Jinfa? There's no conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. If that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. Miss Teneros? Oh wait, no, Miss Meals. Recall Miss Meals' testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Jinfa. I saw Miss Hicks sitting in the seat at 5 a.m. She claims that Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts. But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. Alexa, lamp on. Miss Meal? Miss Meal? Do you recall what you said earlier about when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Jinpa? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we even touched... because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we even touched down in Jinpa. Miss Camille? Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did? No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal. But I mean, that can... No. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way to resolve this contradiction. Very well, Miss Meal. If you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. Just before we were to land at 3 AM and 6 AM when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Miss Edgeworth? Yes. That's pretty clear. Yeah. From 3 to 4 hours in the flight attendants and all by my lungs myself. Oh, yeah. And from 5 to 6 hours in the flight attendants and all by my lungs myself. How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up. She fell asleep again. Looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her.
Hold it!
Miss Meal, wake up. I'm awake, I'm awake. Why ask me to wake her when you can finally put that whip to an appropriate use?
Hold it!
If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class and lunch. Between the hours of 3 and 4 AM. And what were you doing in the attendance room at that time? Eating and then having a muscular 16. You mean you were neglecting your duties?
Hold it!
Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up. What are you with me for, sir? A poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead. Really? So bad. You can make amends for that by continuing your testimony.
Hold it!
So you were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah, no one else even popped their head in to say hi. Oh? Well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes. Miss Meal, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony. What are you talking about? It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance when the whole time from 5 to 6 AM.
Take that!
I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal. A receipt? Oh, it's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 AM, Miss Tenero. I requested that you be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Mr. Nero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in Flight Shop, correct? And did you see Miss Meal there at that time? No. Sorry, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Miss Camille. Huh? The bathroom? I'll be the one to ask the questions here. Yeah, that's it. I just missed him. Please call it out. Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth, Crossman. I don't have enough conclusive to argue her at this stage. You don't believe anything. Like, I know you suspect me coming out too. Please leave Mr. on the suspicion. Don't get it. Why are you coming from Miss Wilder? No. Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I? Now's not the time for this sort of talk. No, that's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. Your statements regarding Mr. Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies. Ah, but same one attendant, you don't suspect me. Yes, I suppose that's true.
Hold it!
She is already being detained for further questioning. But have you already forgotten? No, yeah, I guess I just forgot. Miss Meal, what did you mean just now by no one else who could have done it?
Hold it!
And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal? I take care of the attendance. That doesn't count. Oh, if I spend so much time there, I might as well be my responsibility. What else could I have meant? Yes, I'm really good at Virginian. He's fluent in Virginian? I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Virginian? Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Virginian. Very interesting. Okay.
Objection!
So you're the only one in this flight crew that speaks Virginian? Is that correct? Oh, yeah, I guess so. If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation of any one purpose. To lead anyone who read it to believe the Mr. LeBlanc statue was loaded in Europe. Any person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Virginia is you, Miss Neal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the alley thread could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. Oh, I want you to fall asleep with me. This is exactly as you say. Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling? No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. They can't use that fact alone to make you... Huh? Really? All you did was sign it? I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the thing properly. It seems that she's when you open up. This is going to be one tough fight. Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I wasn't involved in the smuggling, I can't further charge of murder me.
Protection!
Well, did you stop to think that maybe buried it as smuggling? So perhaps there's some element of a setup at play in this case. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and not Miss Tenero, who's under the microscope. It seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. You have no proof that Rosen's been set up, or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push her the blame for the crime onto her, and this evidence will prove my suspicion.
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose a suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor? However, why give her the trouble to do so? The only way all these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched from the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the Hogan's put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whatever was at hand. With whoever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as a laying conscious on the floor of the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, don't you agree? Sounds like the killer had a tough time too. Huh? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. Where the murder took place. Who the murder victim was. I'm glad I just saved it, because I would look pretty stupid. Nope. Oh, where? Because it was in the cargo hold. The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chance that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Tenero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Miss Tenero or myself, but you, Miss Carrie Neal, and you alone could be the killer. you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have any... I can see the outline of how the murder occurred. Beautifully framed. Isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that still can't quite fit into the big picture?
Take that!
I don't have any actual evidence. But that's because it went missing, and still is. Missing something? Oh, that is a, in the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece that kept getting stuck on, and that is the victim's cell phone. Franziska, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me. That's right. But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found on the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with him? Precisely. I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer. The victim fell to his death from that height. His phone. We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Franziska, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. Agent Hicks's phone, swinging from somewhere, sir. I hear it, detective. Where is it coming from? Oh, maybe the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. I better hurry to... Ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. The ringing's coming from in here, sir. What? No, it can't be. Let's go with the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? Miss Tenero's. What? I found it in the flight attendant's room in Miss Tenero's locker. I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, he conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time. This is related to the keycard, alright? In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. What should I do? Franziska's right. Can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Right then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? Must have something very incriminating on or it.
Hold it!
What now, Miles? It's not over yet. I have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. It's camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder. Franziska, I need you to confirm something. Your cell phone, can you take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures in there? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for a killer smuggler. But the phones are busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't find a way, don't you worry about that.
Objection!
The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, not for sure, but that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What do you mean by that, Franziska? Franziska, your phone if you please. This is... Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hey, the olive red's nowhere in this picture. But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case. He's right, there's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks' killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? There's really nothing in this photo that we can use. Guardrail, looks exactly the same as it does now. Try to narrowly escape death while it's near one's teeth. Shakespeare. Now then, there must be something in this photo. The fact that all of the suitcases are in this photo is odd. Boxes of bed sheets. These are still in the cargo hold now. Nothing usual about them in particular. I can't seem to feel it. Yes, I mind. What exactly is different between them then and now? What's all this? Oh! They're a cargo ship from Virginia to Zhengfa. So, the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zhengfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of these boxes? Fortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere. A cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer... Wow, what for is that scary face? Miss Meal? It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence, after all, a striking piece that will point out who his killer is. The Virginian cargo and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer.
Take that!
Yeah.
Take that!
And what is that supposed to be? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood needs spill. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right, the killer was someone who could read and understand Virginian, and then you should remember that fits the description is you, Miss Camille. That's pretty flimsy. Can the police search for old boxes looking for something new?
Objection!
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment. There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Virginian, well then. Logically, the killer would have opened this box first.
Take that!
Hey, those bedsheets in English right on the box, sir. Precisely, and bedsheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, don't you say? What are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bedsheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Virginian cloth. The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of crime was in this cargo hold, so they were afraid to leave signs on the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Virginian cloth... well, that's what it is. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were received. All you would have to do is contact the Jingfao authorities in time, and even find out evidence and incriminate our killer in these boxes. So what do you say, Miss Neal? Why not confess your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Jingfao? I've finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming in the mouth. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, even behind this whole mess from the seems business. Looks like there's a lot more to this case than missing eye. Mr. Edgeworth? Just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. It was nothing. In fact, I should be on thanking you for your cooperation. But true, if it wasn't for you, I might not be... Nuts. You see, you know, it's like... no. I mean, Hope would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Thank you, I'll keep that in mind. As long as you stop selling those bland things. Can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir. Boy, was it fun. Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Franziska? Departure? Yeah, Miss Montcalm is always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserved earlier? Franziska, I thought I told you when you first landed, I have no time for idle chatter. I have no intention of wasting your time, however it has been a while since we last met. You're Franziska von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but this wretched mutt who was always losing to you. True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. Yes, I suppose you can. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see your route cross paths. And just like that, she's gone. Oh wait, that's bullshit. Sorry, sir. Thank goodness I can finally rest easy and I won't have to watch out for a whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for your help and cooperation. Guess I'm going to cut his salary by Francisca. Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the hospital. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put in a trump card into play. The players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known for the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. Ah, finally, I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are? Ah, have you forgot my voicemails, my boy? Mr. Armano? Ernest Armano, correct? Ah, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son has been kidnapped. March 13th, 10:11 a.m. It's time. Don't worry, Miss Edgeworth. I'll be following your every movement with my binoculars. Good to hear. Now make sure you don't lose sight of me. Count on you for backup. You can count on me, sir. I have to go. The kidnapper is supposed to contact you soon. You would have thought that upon my return, I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case. And that I would be the one who would have to make the ransom drop off. Let's see. I'm checking out the money, which is all there, safe inside the suitcase. Now all I have to do is await further instructions from the kidnapper, which I'm expected to be transferred to my cell phone. And who else is around? This is a meeting place after all. Welcome to Gateway. Thank you. A picture of you? Sorry, but I'm not interested. Ah, that's too bad. Have a good day. Hello? Who are you? You're not Ernest Armano. Sounds like the kidnapper is using some sort of voice alteration device. Miss Representative Miles Edgeworth. Are you a cop? No, I'm a prosecutor. I know what you're wondering, and yes, I have brought the ransom money with me. I see. In that case, bring the money with you to the stadium. So, this person intends to see if I'm being followed. Please, Detective Gumshoe, I really need you to come through for me this one time. Edgeworth speaking. Let's come to Haunted House. And just how long do you intend to have me wander around for? Not for me to decide. We don't have much of a choice here, my friend. I suppose not. I've arrived. Go inside. What a dismal place. That's it. Go through those doors. Am I being watched from somewhere? Leave the money and go now. I was hoping for an exchange, but maybe I should do as they say for now and not push it. I didn't catch even a glimpse of the kidnapper. Perhaps I should keep an eye on this haunted house until police backup arrives. It was a trap. Who is that? What are you talking about? I'm from my body. I feel faint again. Where am I? When was I out? Didn't mean like it is now when I made the drop out. This was supposed to be a simple affair. So why have I been taken hostage as well? I only assumed Detective Gumshoe sighted me at some point. The only reason I agreed to be the drop-off man was because of that phone call. It was from Mr. Ernest Amano, the director of the powerful Zaibatsu Yamano group. But aside from that, I also owe him a great debt of gratitude. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped. I know that Lance is already in his 20s, but I guess some things you never grow out of. I can't just sit around waiting for someone to come help me. I must escape somehow. Who's there, and how dare you laugh at a gentleman's plight? Who are you? Are you one of the kidnappers? The one out from today's ordeal. Focus, Miles. Got to introduce myself. Sorry about that. Great thief. Did she really just claim to be the Yatagarasu? Oh, but my name is Kate Faraday. You can call me Kate. God, the delivery of that was good. Not quite. I have a mountain of questions for you. But first, if you'd be so kind as to remove these ropes. I wanted to show you them. I was actually unlocked. Much magnificent. What a relief. I owe you my thanks. Now then, what questions should I start with? Fortunately, I can only tell nothing's going to be easy with this cheeky girl. You call yourself a great thief, yet are you really a thief at all? Without me? Okay, you think now you're really like me? Yeah. That's not the part I was talking about. In that case, You wouldn't mind if I arrested you, right? Of course I'd mind, I'm just anything. That's true, technically she hasn't stolen anything in front of me yet. When you say you're Yatagarasu, do you mean you are me, Yatagarasu? I was not aware that thieves could pass down their titles like that. Any plans? That happen to lead to a big arrest, wouldn't they? I'm not the problem here. Well, if you know that the Yatagarasu have no interest in stealing petty trinkets. Only one thing, so what would that be? Well, at least there is this one thing we agree on. I'll have plenty of time later to learn more about you. Ah, I guess not. Miles Edgeworth. Yes, I still remember you staining my cravat with your snot. Okay, you do remember where you came in from, right? Looks like that might be the only way out of this room. I suppose we have no choice but to look around and see if we can find another way out. They have all the power of the state, and they use it to make a theme park. That's quite enough. I think Luigi can just afford such a thing. Good look at that one. What? She has nothing to say about the giant pink ribbon? Was that too obvious? I somehow doubt that the blue badge has the power to arrest anyone. Mm-hmm. And what have we here? Well, I feel a laser-like stare aimed right at me. Do you want to take a look? No, not a slot. Why does he always send me? He always sends me back to the fucking beginning. And who, pray tell, would see these giant letters? We're inside a building. Let's try to find something other than this paint to use, shall we? Miss Edgeworth, sir, are you okay? We're so worried, sir. I'm fine. I was knocked unconscious for a spell by the kidnapper, that's all. I'm sorry, sir, I'm such a failure. If only I hadn't lost sight of you. Detective, we don't have time for this. I'm gonna please set up a perimeter right now. You don't have to worry about that, sir. I got the boys working on that. What I'm doing now, I saw What's wrong, detective? Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid you're gonna have to make do with me. Shilong Land within a pole. Pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Edgeworth. Had a great deal about you. So why exactly is an Interpol agent like yourself involved in a domestic kidnapping case? Those were the details. Crime's a crime, whether it's on a local or a global scale. Besides, you're the one who's in a world of trouble. And why would you say that? As long as he says, bad no one's together, Stacy. You catch my drift? You cause quite a ruckus by manipulating your situation and leaving the car. You should have contacted the police from the very beginning. I'm sorry that this happened because of a lapse in judgment. However, I humbly request that you please help me out of here post-haste. Sorry, no can do. What? We're hunting the kidnapper now, and I haven't got any hands to spare. As I said, my pack moves as one. You're the one who wanted to go it alone, so good luck to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh, and once we do catch the kidnapper, rest assured we'll come find you, eventually. You... No, my phone ran out. Doesn't matter anyway. We should try to get out of here through our own means. I suppose we could make our way out if we were able to climb on top of these lockers. Please don't ever place my name and the word thief in the same sentence again. Even if we wanted to use these lockers, we'd need some sort of foothold. Thanks, this little hook looks like it might make for a good foothold. Hope you go okay, and good luck. As I thought, this beam was definitely not made for climbing. What?